Clifton, you're upside down, buddy.
You said that last time. I don't know why that happens.
I know how to fix it. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Down where you see that little camera on the left side.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, there's an arrow pointing up.
Yeah.
Click that little arrow and you'll see video settings.
Okay.
Okay, and then
I am upside down.
Yeah,
That's
and then
funny.
well, I don't want you to get a headache. So then,
Yeah.
after you do video settings, you'll see a big white page shows up.
Yeah.
Do you see your picture and you're upside down?
Yeah.
See up in the right-hand corner, it says rotate 90 degrees.
Yep.
Click that. Click that until you are sitting upright and you no longer have a headache.
Oh, man. Okay. Well.
And then turn your camera back on.
Okay. It doesn't want to make me upright, man. That's weird. Let's see here.
Maybe you have to turn your camera on and then play with it.
No, I should do it right away.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Should work.
Well, it rotates me, but it won't get to the picture where I'm
That's okay.
sitting right.
We can hear you, so that's the main thing.
Are you saying that I've got a face good for radio?
Your face is perfect for radio. Not as good as mine. Not as good as mine. All right, I'm going to get started. Clifton, I'll call on you in a couple minutes.
Okay.
Anyway, everybody, thank you for being here. Sorry I'm late, but I've had a wild day. I've had a wild 2 days, actually. But I'm here now. Again, I apologize, but it'll be worth it when we're done. You'll see. You're invited here to learn about a business like no other, and I'm sure you've heard that before. But I will prove to you that it's like no other in the next 45 to 60 minutes. My name is Marty DeGarmo. I have been online since 2004. I wound up on disability, which is another long story. But when I got online, I said, hey, I want to make some money. Looks like other people are doing it. Looks like it's not that hard. So I jumped in with both feet, got smacked around for about 10 years, came up with bruises and bumps and flipped upside down, lost money, and thought I did everything I was supposed to do. Well, 10 years later, I meet Dan and Mike here, and did learn some skills. Not sure exactly what they are, but we learned something. And that put us on the other end of the spectrum. That spectrum was, okay, now you know how to do it a little bit. Do it. So we did. And we started building teams in different so-called opportunities. And what happened then was either the opportunity, in most cases, did not deliver what they promised. The products that they're selling were no good. The company were liars. Okay, I want to say about this. I can't think of any nicer words. The gurus above us promise things they can't do, which was duplicate what they're doing. It's almost impossible. So this went on, and I worked with Mike and Dan probably 5 or 6 years, and I was getting tired of it. Because on the other end of the spectrum, let me tell you something that hurts if you have a heart. Bringing 50, 60 people into a business, and they don't make any money. Why? Well, they can't duplicate 10, 15 years that I did, Mike and Dan did. And I can't duplicate what I did as much as I tried. You can't cram it in. You can't tell somebody that's working 40, 60 hours a week, maybe a single parent taking care of their parents, just every day, 2 different jobs, and expect them to do what I did while I was on disability and had all day. And it took me a long time. I was an old dog, and I just didn't know how to sit or roll over. Well, so about 16 months ago, working with Mike and Dan, I'm sick and tired of this. And we were together, and we did build teams. The last one we were in, we went through 4,000 people. And the guru, no names need to be mentioned, promised me if you send them here, they will stay. We ran into a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people, and they did not stay. And no one made any money. In fact, it cost us money. So I said, there's got to be something better. In my heart, I didn't think there was. Just God's honest truth. So we got out and I started looking, and I bumped into Peter Rogers, which is a friend of Red here. And I've known Red also for 3 or 4 years. All three of us have. And I said, what are you doing? And he briefly told me about what we're going to share with you tonight. And there was about 4 or 5 things that were enough for me, because you're going to find out if you stay long enough that I'm a maniac, okay? So I went, whoa, that's good enough for me. Can I make money? Yeah. Can the people I bring with me make money? Boom. Yeah, okay. I'll sell poo-poo on a stick if people like it, okay? So I got the details later and found out it's even better than what I thought it was, but this is going to help people. That's what I thought. Needless to say, 17 months later, it's 100 times bigger than I thought it was. It's better than I thought it was. And yes, you watching this, I don't give a rat's patoot where you're from, how tall you are, you're fat, you're skinny, toothless, freckles, black, white, pink. I hope you're not pink. There's something wrong with it. But any color, any nation, you can make money with this business. That's it. That's the part I love the most. Explaining the business is not my forte. Okay? So that is why Mike, the deliverer of the business, is here. Okay? We will fill in. We also have experts like Jeffrey and Clifton. Jeffrey, I think, has even been longer than us. We'll go over some details. But Mike is going to explain this business A through Z. You may not get it all, but you don't need to. Listen to what he's saying. If you want more info, get back to the person that invited you here and get the info. No one here will strong arm you. I didn't like it. We don't do it. For one thing, if you got a good deal, you shouldn't have to beat somebody over the head to take it. You know, you hand me $100, I'm not going to beat you up. Okay? No, I'm going to say thank you. Give me more if you can. Anyway, here's Mike Ellis, my friend, business partner. He's going to explain this in about 20 minutes, and then we'll give in some input from other people. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, that's very good, Marty. Hi, I want to welcome everybody to the webinar. And this webinar, it is for new people. It is for people that are coming in, and you're seeing Onpassive for the first time. You're exploring Onpassive, and you want to know what it'll do for you. And what we believe is that Onpassive will take care of those financial burdens, put you in a position of financial security. Now, I know that's a very, very high bar, but today we're going to see if we can get over that bar together. And as I talk about Onpassive, we're going to be talking about some really unique things that have never been done online, offline, in business, never been done before. Onpassive is an AI IT company, artificial intelligence, informational technology company. They are a technology company. I can't think of a better industry to be in than technology today, because it changes so quickly. And if you're good, there's a lot of money there to be made. This company was developed by a gentleman named Ash Mufareh. He is the CEO. He is the visionary behind Onpassive. And I really want to put Onpassive in front of you through my eyes. As I came in, as I looked at Onpassive, I am a hard case. Like Marty and Dan, like many people on this webinar, we've been doing this a very, very long time. I know I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I know what ugly looks like. I know what to stay away from. So as I came in and was being introduced into Onpassive, a young lady asked me to watch a webinar. And the webinar was done by Ash Mufareh. Again, Ash Mufareh, he's the CEO of Onpassive. He's the brain trust. He's the visionary. And I came on and I really had no expectations. And I started to listen to Ash. And I listened to Ash, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 minutes. And I hung up. And it wasn't because of Ash. It was because of me. my brain works. I need to see things 1 through 5, decide if I like it or don't like it, do it, don't do it. That's how my brain works. Onpassive and Ash Mufareh. Ash Mufareh, he is a mad scientist. I mean, he's brilliant, but he's all over the place. And I just couldn't listen to him. So I hung up. But there was something there that brought me back. And I listened again. And then I listened again. And then I listened again. And I started to understand the sheer genius behind what Ash was doing and how what he was doing could take care of my financial needs. And the 2 questions Marty asked, will it work for me? Can I make money? And as I share it, can I share it and make money for other people? I found the answer to those 2 questions to be, oh yeah, not only will you make money, you're going to do really, really well. So there were a couple of concepts that as I looked at them, understood them, I got very, very excited. And they're very simple concepts. They're not difficult to understand. But once you put these 4 concepts together, it's just a win-win. It's a done deal for everybody. And I want to start with the first one. And the first one is, as we look at Onpassive, it is a self-funding company. As you come in and start your business with Onpassive, you will pay once, you will never have to go out of pocket again. Now, I absolutely love that because I've been in a lot of businesses online, and the majority of the time, they are going to milk you for everything you have. I mean, that's just the way it works. And what happens, people come in and in 2 or 3 or 6 or a year's amount of time, they just quit because their money's going out and they're not making anything. They just quit. That is not Onpassive. You will pay once, you will never go out of pocket. The second thing is even better. I thought it was science fiction, but it's better. As you come into Onpassive is going to force you to be successful. And that means they will force you to make money. Now, I've never heard an argument against that. Everybody that hears it loves it. But when I heard it, I went, you're crazy. That is science fiction. You can't do that. Until I started to look at the numbers. Onpassive, the company, is revolutionary. But the pay structure of Onpassive, it is as revolutionary. And as I started to understand the numbers of Onpassive, I just came to the realization that, yeah, you can say that. Not only can you say it, if you come into Onpassive as they launch to the world, scheduled to launch this year, you will be successful. You will make money. It's the way it's been structured. It really is part of the genius of Ash and his team and what they've done. You come into Onpassive, you are going to be successful. You are going to make money. I thought those 2 alone, they were just awesome. I'm in. I'm going to do it. But there were a couple other things just as important as he started to talk about them. You know, as you come into any business, obviously you have to grow your business to make more money. And how are you going to do that as you come into Onpassive? Onpassive, as you come in, will start driving traffic for everybody. They are going to help you grow your business. This is such a big deal. On all the years that I've been online, driving traffic is probably the hardest thing we've ever tried to do and have done. It's just a really, really difficult thing. And if you can find a company that will drive traffic for you and build your business for you, you're in a really, really unique position. And you really need to know what kind of traffic Onpassive drives. And what I hear from people initially is, well, you know, that's kind of nice. They're going to drive a little traffic for me. I'll get 2 or 3 or 4 sales and that'll be nice, but it's not a lot of money. It's not quite like that. Onpassive about 4 or 5 months ago decided to test their traffic sources. And their option was to bring in 1 million opt-ins, and they didn't put a time frame on it. How long was that going to take? Was it going to take a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year? They did not know. So they just cranked it up and started driving traffic. And they brought in 1 million opt-ins in 4 days. Now, if you've done any kind of marketing, if you've been in business and you've tried to get eyes in front of what you're doing, and you bring in 1 million eyes to look at what you're doing, that is a massive deal. It will change the game. It will change everything. And as I start to talk about traffic and volume. Keep that volume in the back of your mind, because the volume of Onpassive will change your life. But they brought in 1 million opt-ins in 4 days. Now, this was before they used one of the tools they have, which is the artificial intelligence. When you marry the artificial intelligence with traffic, put them together, I believe the time frame could be cut in half. Instead of 4 days, could be 2 days, or 1 day, or 12 hours. And again, volume. Think of the volume. If they're bringing in 1 million opt-ins every 12 hours, they do that over the course of the year. You've come in, you're participating with Onpassive. You get paid from the volume of Onpassive. What is that going to do for you? Yeah, that's a moment where you just step back and you go, whoa, this is something special. You're right. This is Onpassive. Now, there had to be one more thing to tie everything together. And the last concept was the customer side of Onpassive. And regardless of how good you are, how good your products are, if you don't have customers, you're not going to be in business very long. And Onpassive treats their customers like royalty. And here's what they've done. Onpassive is an IT company, AI IT company. And they've developed all the tools they've had from the ground up. They are superior, they are proprietary, they are cutting edge tools. Most of these tools are already being used online by people with other companies. As Onpassive launches to the world, the tools of Onpassive, because they are so far superior, millions will come into Onpassive. This is a really, really cool thing for us, the individuals that have come in and are participating with Onpassive, because it's going to show us how our bottom line is going to increase and how we're going to get to that place where we're taking care of our financial bottom line. So as customers come on and use these tools, they're absolutely going to love them. They're going to pay a monthly fee. They're not going to have a problem paying that monthly fee because the products are so good. And what that does for us, now it makes our income a residual income. So what are these products that Onpassive has? They started out with an automated marketing platform, and this automated marketing platform has all the tools that marketers use to market online under one umbrella, the automated marketing platform. And it could be a funnel builder, could be a page builder, could be an autoresponder, could be a communication module, could be traffic. All the tools that we use are under this one umbrella. They are built from the ground up. They are superior. They are cutting edge technology. And as people use them, they are absolutely going to love them. And I'll give you a couple examples of what's going to happen as customers come in and start using these tools, whether it's in the communication module, whether it's in the business module, whether it's in all the tools that they have. And by the way, there are about 40 of them. And we don't even know all the tools that are in Onpassive, but very, very impressive. When you put all 4 of these together, self-funding, forced to be successful, drive traffic for you to build your business, customers are royalty, and then you start to add volume into this, the volume that Onpassive is going to be putting under all of us. It's just a win-win, and you're in a really, really unique position to take advantage of everything Onpassive is going to be doing this year, 2020, scheduled to launch this year. How do we all come into Onpassive? Today, there's a position. It's the founding position. It's a $97 position. It locks you into the company of Onpassive. It locks you into the pay structure of Onpassive. Both are important, but the second one, really, really important because we want to get paid. The other thing it does is it allows you, while we're waiting for the launch this year, to actually build a team if you want to. You do not have to do that. Because of those first 4 things, this is an automated system. You don't have to share it. You don't have to recruit. You don't have to put it in front of anybody. Onpassive will do the work for us as we come into Onpassive, pay a monthly fee. We are paying Onpassive. We are outsourcing our business to them to grow our business. So as we come in as a founder, you don't have to do anything, but you can build a team if you want to. And there's some tangible benefits there I'll get into a little later. So how do we come into Onpassive? We all come in as Onpassive launches to the world as customers. We will come in, we will pick a membership level. Each membership level has a product package in it. Each membership level has a monthly fee, but you will pay that once and you'll never go out of pocket again. That's the second thing. You will go into the back office, click a button, and you will become an independent reseller of the IT product. Why is that important? It's important because that's how we get paid. You cannot get paid until you become an independent reseller of the IT product. Onpassive is you come in and become an independent reseller of the IT product. There are no qualifications again. You don't have to do anything. And Onpassive will never take anything away from you. As you come in and volume starts to land underneath you, you get paid for all that volume. They will never take anything away from you. And the next question is, how does that volume get there? Here's how it's going to work very simply. Let's say you're a salesperson and you go out and you make a dozen sales this month. You're going to get paid at the end of the month for those sales, okay? Onpassive, it's kind of the same way. Any sale that lands underneath you, you get paid off of that volume. But it's a little different. Actually, it's a lot different in Onpassive. Onpassive is going to go to the automated marketing platform. They're going to take one of the tools out, which is traffic. They're going to start driving traffic, which we've talked about, and they're going to start putting sales underneath all of us. Those customers, we get paid off of their volume. And because of the massive volume that Onpassive is going to be doing, we're not talking about just a couple of bucks. Over time, I believe anybody that's come in and become a founding member of Onpassive, your financial needs will be taken care of. And in time, you will live in abundance. That's what was so attractive about Onpassive. Not only can I make money, but I know the individuals that I share this with are going to do extremely well. I want to stay on the theme of volume just very quickly and talk about one other product to give you the magnitude of the people that are going to be coming into Onpassive. And that's a communication module. And I want to take one product out of that communication module and talk about it. And that's the Onpassive webinar service. It's a lot like what we're doing today. Today we're doing a Zoom webinar. And Zoom they're one of the big dogs on the block. And as you look at Zoom, they have about 200 million people doing a Zoom daily. Now, not all of those individuals are paying customers, but there are millions and millions of paying customers that do Zoom webinars. The Zoom webinar is old technology. It's old technology. And they've taken old technology, wrapped it up, put a bow on it, thrown it out there. And they've done really, really well. They've made not millions, they've made billions. And when we compare the Zoom webinar with the Onpassive webinar, Onpassive being brand new technology, cutting edge, best of the best, built by Ash's technicians in India, about 500 strong, and these guys are brilliant. This technology of Onpassive is so far superior to what Zoom is doing today. I believe as we launch to the world within a year's time, I'm not sure Zoom will be in business. And that's a big statement, but I believe it. I think millions of people will come from Zoom over into Onpassive because it's a superior product. Now, as we look at the webinar platforms online, there are 25 of them. And all of these platforms are old technology. Not only are the people from Zoom, but all these other technologies are going to be coming over into Onpassive because we have superior technology at a lower price point, and they're going to come in and use it. So I believe millions upon millions of people will be coming into Onpassive for one product. Just this one product would make Onpassive a unicorn company, I believe, in a year. That's one product. Onpassive has 40 products that are just as good, built from the ground up, proprietary, cutting edge. As we look at all the products of Onpassive and all the customers that'll be coming in to use those, I believe Onpassive, as it launches to the world this year, 2020, will be a unicorn company or shortly thereafter. This has never been done online. It's why Onpassive is so revolutionary. This is a really, really cool thing that's going to be happening to all of us that are participating with Onpassive. And the bottom line is, it's going to affect your bottom line. It's going to affect that financial bottom line that we're all struggling to take care of. I think the struggle is over. I want to talk just about a couple of other things before I hand it back over to Marty. And the first thing I want to talk about is Ash had a meeting about 2 weeks ago, and he had a meeting with his money men and women. And they sat down, and one of the bankers looked at Ash and they said, Ash, I have a question for you. Would it be all right if I asked it? And Ash, very cordial, said, yeah, sure, go ahead and ask it. And the banker came at him and he said, you know, Mr. Mufareh, we see what you're doing. It's just awesome. I believe as you launch to the world this year, that you will be either the richest man in the world or one of the richest men in the world. And my question to you is, why would you share that wealth with anybody? And it was a little puzzling for Ash. That hadn't really, he hadn't contemplated that. And he looked at the banker, and Ash's response was, why wouldn't I share it? If I have the opportunity to improve people's lives, to take care of that bottom line, why wouldn't I do that? If I have the opportunity to change lives throughout the world, why wouldn't I do that? If I can change the world, why wouldn't I want to do that? And of course, the banker looked at him and he shook his head. He didn't understand it. Bankers never give anything away. They keep everything. But what struck me was the heart of Ash Mufareh. And his heart is to share what he's doing with everybody, specifically us, the founding members. And that's who the banker was talking about. He was talking about us, the founding members. But Ash has a heart to share the wealth. He never got into this just to make money. He's going to do very, very well. But his initial goal as he started Onpassive was to take that 97% of the people that come online and fail and turn that around and turn it into 97% of the people coming online succeed. Today, that is a reality. This is what's happened over the last 2 years. It is real. It will launch in 2020. And as it does, we're just in a very, very unique position to change our lives. One more thing I want to talk about, and then I'll hand it back over to Marty. It's the customer side again. And I think it's important to hear this just so you know the genius behind Onpassive. This is really, really cool. Onpassive, I believe, as customers come in, I believe 80% of the customers that come into Onpassive will come in specifically for the products. They're going to come in because of the best. They make their job easier. They're going to come in, they're going to pay for the product, pay the monthly fee, and they don't care about Onpassive. All they care about is the tool and making their work easier. And that's going to happen for 80% of them. These people don't have a problem paying the monthly fees. Could be K through 12, could be college, could be small, medium, large size business, could be government. I think it'll be all four. But they don't have a problem paying the fee. Boom, it's a done deal. They're going to use the tools and pay the monthly fee. It's really, really good for us because every time you bring in a customer and it's a monthly fee, it's a residual income for us. That's real, real good. But there's 20% out there that come on. It's a little different for them. They come in and they get the tools of Onpassive. They love them. They're absolutely going to love them. They're going to use the tools, and they're never going to want to get rid of them. And they're going to pay the monthly fee. But it's different. Their budget, they're on a tight budget. And they're always worried about, am I going to be able to pay the fee next month? And I understand that because at one time I was there too. I mean, the bills were just way, way more than what I was making. And you always wonder what I'm going to keep and what I'm not going to keep. And these individuals are always going to wonder if they're going to be able to keep those tools that are working so well for them. Here's what Onpassive has done. Onpassive, as these people come in and pay the monthly fee, as they pay those fees, Onpassive is going to lower the cost of those fees. And over time, the cost of those fees are going to be zero. And then over time, Onpassive is going to pay them to use the products. Now, I don't know about you. I've never heard anything in my life like that. Nothing. This is so ingenious of Onpassive, and they can do it because of the pay structure, because of the structure of the company, because of everything that they've done. Is just absolutely revolutionary. And I can tell you, I don't believe we will ever lose a customer. And because of that, it bodes very, very well for you and for me as we come in and this massive volume starts coming into Onpassive as we launch to the world. And I do believe there will be an explosion. and this massive volume coming in underneath us. And as the volume comes in, we get paid off of that volume, and it's just going to be huge. So I believe Onpassive, yeah, it's the place to be. It was made for you and I. This is the way Ash Mufareh envisioned it, to be able to help people and help people in a very, very major way. And I believe as Onpassive launches to the world, lives will change, not only here in this webinar, but throughout the world. Marty, I'm going to turn it back over to you. If I've missed something, go ahead and bring it up. But this is Onpassive. I think it's the best thing that I've ever seen, and perhaps the best thing they've ever seen. Marty, go ahead.
Fantastic, Mike. Now you see why I don't explain the business, right? Pretty simple. Couldn't do it any better than that. I do want to add a couple things just to kind of wrap your head around it, because we all think different and look at stuff different. You know, many, many years ago, there was the gold rush in California, and some guy hit some gold and said something, and you know, it went viral, as viral as it could go back then, and thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of people took off to California. They're going to be rich. Well, I don't know if most people know, some do, but the people that made the money were the one with the tools. The guy selling the picks, the guy selling the trays that, you know, ship through the water to see if the gold lands in a certain spot. And this is what Onpassive is. They're the tools of anything you could possibly need online. And it's not like they're going to make these tools, which they're almost done, that they have to go out and sell them. They're in high demand now. Zoom, for example, that Mike said, a year ago, they were worth $19 billion. Outrageous. That's a big company. A year later, because of what we all know, this black plague that's floating around, they went up to $129 billion. They gained $100 billion in value in 1 year. Why? World has changed. People get online to talk to my aunt, my uncle, my sister, my friend Bob, Jim, Johnny. You can do it on Zoom. Now, I want you to picture that when this comes out, this new webinar service that is state-of-the-art, no limits. You don't have 100 and pay another $100 to get 100 more, and $1,000 to get 50 more, whatever. They just suck you dry. Is anybody you're talking to on Onpassive, you send them a link and they sign up, and Fred checks it out, John checks it out. So happens that the principal of the school checks it out, gives it to his teachers. Anybody that logs in with an email an email in their name, they are now 7-day free trial members to get to check out Onpassive and get to check out the webinar service. That's one tool. Now, you don't have to compare, this is better than yours. People can see that. They know if it's better or not better. And can anybody here name the sisters of Walmart? Of course you can. Some of you can, but you don't have a life, okay? They're getting a nickel and dime from everything that you buy at Walmart. You don't know who they are. They don't care, and you don't care. You got your comb, you got your shampoo, you got your television set, your stand-up fan, you got a home phone, you pay for it, you walk out. Walmart sisters take a little piece of the pie. Onpassive is your Walmart. Every time somebody walks through the cash register and buys something, you say, yeah, but I don't use that. They're not using it either, okay? I'm not using an Afro pick, okay? I probably never will. But if they could sell 1,000 of them and I could get a nickel from each one, I'll take it. So in Onpassive, you get to be part of that next Amazon, that next Walmart. And every time somebody walks past the cash register, you get a little piece of the pie. And the nice thing about it is, anybody under you that gets a cash register, you get a little piece of that pie too. And a real nice part about it is anybody that falls under you, whether it's from you, whether it's from the company's traffic, or from overflow, whatever you want to call it, they land under you, you get paid. Whatever's bought, whatever's purchased. There's nothing like it. Don't try to call this fat guy from New Jersey and convince me, oh, I got something over here. No, you don't. Save yourself the time. Don't call me. I love you, but I'm the wrong guy to call. I've seen everything. I've heard everything. And if we were in a contest, I lost more money than you did, probably. So get all the facts, which you're going to hear from other people much more experienced than me, and check it out and find out I know you're getting in like this and looking back and forth, getting ready to get stabbed. When you get in and realize this is unbelievable, you won't go anywhere. I don't got to sell you on anything. You'll see it for yourself. But anyway, I wanted to give a couple tidbits. Let me see. Oh, and remember this, because I like to round it off back to this. Think this: automated, 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 hands-free. You don't have to build. If you want to share, look, nobody's forcing you to share that last movie you saw that was so great, right? And I guarantee, I'm not just guessing. I don't know everything, but I guarantee MGM did not send you a check for sharing that with your cousin Bob, right? Onpassive will pay you to share this business. It's that simple. And the other thing is, see this Zoom here? Send people to us. We want you to abuse us. Use us and we will help you build your team. Anyway, that's all I have right now. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Jeffrey Morlock, who has big time experience in this. He has trained many people in this, educated many people in Onpassive, and I'm so happy that he's here today. Jeff, slap it on us, buddy.
Well, hello, and thank you so very much. I'll tell you, guys, I got goosebumps right here. Mike, when you start talking about people in the traffic, man, I just go nuts. I love that Walmart. And Susie, nobody's ever called me lovely before, but you know what? I think I like that. I'd like to take a few minutes if I can. First of all, I just want to thank the three of you, Dan, Mike, and Marty. I can't even count. Susie, Red, all of you. What a fantastic job you're doing for Onpassive, with Onpassive, in Onpassive. We are grateful to you. I'd like to take a few minutes here, if I can, to kind of give a personal testimony and then talk a little bit, just a couple of minutes, about why you want to be a founder as opposed to something else. I mean, it's not for everybody. Obviously, Mike had it right when he said, 80% of these folks are going to come in. And because of the tools, which are clean and fresh and new and top of the line, top tech, they're just going to be so clean and beautiful. You're going to want a new laptop just to use them. But I became a big fan of Onpassive before Onpassive and GoFounders even had a name back in 2018. My sponsor had sent me an email, and he said, hey, you might want to check this out. So I went and checked it out, and I got back to him. I said, yeah, I was kind of like Mike, like 5 minutes into it, I'm like, no, this tilt. I was having all sorts of tilt moments going, this can't work. No, nobody can do this. Who is this guy? But after talking to my sponsor again, I took another look and I thought, well, all right, he's not going to let me off the hook. So I started documenting everything I found out. I started doing a paper. That paper got big. After about a month, I couldn't find any information. And I thought, well, these guys are pretty slick. I got to join them to find out about it. That's a pretty good trick. So I joined GoFounders in November of 2018. And I continued to research, and I went into the back room and I got lots of great information. The thing that cinched it for me, just, Mike, I got to agree with you. When I listened to Ash on that webinar, I was like, somebody needs to get this man. He is not a public speaker, But what came through is the man's heart and his vision and the passion. And that is what sold me. I mean, it was like crazy. And every bit of the research that I had started doing, that's what turned into the ebook. And it's been a party ever since, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, we have gone from launching in 2018, or 2019, GoFounders, when GoFounders actually came on board. And we went through 4 or 5 different levels where we thought we were getting ready, and then bang, the momentum picked up and things exploded and we got bigger, and you had to redo the budget, and just things exploded. So I tell you, it's been a ride. It's been an adventure. I would certainly encourage anybody to get a hold of you guys' videos. YouTube is fraught with them. There's tons of them they can get. But another thing that Mike was talking about was when this thing can actually go from costing what it is, where you have a lowering cost. And a lot of that is just sheer magnitude of the company. It's called economy to scale, and he is dead on the money. the bigger we have, the smaller it takes to run the whole thing from each person. You know, I mean, it's like if you got 1 million people paying $1, then you got 20 million, they're only paying a nickel. So, I mean, the bigger we get and the more we expand, the less it's going to cost all of our members. And you're absolutely right. The foundership is where you want to be. Mr. Mufareh is absolutely dead on the money. He's a visionary. He's an inventor. I mean, he's a self-made man. He's got the heart as big as the state of Texas. And I am a full believer in everything that he has done and is doing. But you're right. To give you a short answer is tough to do, because he's a man of context, and he loves giving you context to make sure that you understand what's going on, you know, so life is pretty good. But that's my story. I mean, I jumped in after hearing him. I jumped in with both feet, and as you guys can attest, I've been just hot rodding it ever since and just loving life. I mean, to me, it's been the biggest adventure, and right up to today, I've gotten 100 times more out of Onpassive before the launch than I've ever put into it. And to me, it's an incredible, it's just a phenomenal thing. I'm not going to go back and try to explain. Mike, you did a great job explaining where this business is going. So what I want to do is give people a couple of things about why we want to be a founder, because in a short word, success. I mean, there is a significant difference between being a member, post-launch member that is not a reseller, and a pre-launch founder. Okay, you've got a split there. As soon as launch happens, there's something else that happens. Before launch, everybody that gets in is a founder, period. After launch, nobody's a founder. It's gone. And as you said the other day, Mr. Mufareh has already came out and said 3 years. It will be 3 years before they even think about opening up founder again. So you folks need to listen up, because there's a significant difference between what happens being a founder and what happens being a member. Now, the first thing that we want to think about is money, success, right? We talk about everybody's going to be successful. You're forced in a very nice way to be successful. There's nothing hurtful about it. You're going to make, like Mike was saying, the bottom line that you need, you're going to make it and then some. And this place, Onpassive, will force you to be successful. Over time, you're going to become much more successful. I mean, as the weeks and the days and the months go out, every day, every week, every month, you're going to find yourself with a little bit more under you because of all the massive campaigns and the marketing. And Mike touched on the 3 days where they got 1 million opt-ins. Folks, the campaigns post-launch, they've got several of them lined up, and these are super campaigns, and they're going to be running for about a full year. And I am telling you, lock, stock, and barrel, my full belief, not only like Mike and Marty and Dan and the rest of them say, right out of the gate, we are going to be phenomenally successful. But 6 months down the road, we're going to be doing millions, and 3 years out, we will be in the billions. We will have 1 billion plus. It's my belief. And it's simply because of the way that the massive marketing is going to work. That's why you want to be the founder, because it's done for you. And when we say it's done for you, that's what we mean. Not, oh, it's done for you. It's done for you. Okay. You don't have to get out and sell and recruit. You do not have to do a thing if you don't want to. If you want to sit back and be a couch founder, absolutely. Go for it. Go for it. Absolutely. You'll still be successful. You will grow, and you will learn, and you will earn, and your family, and you can leave it as a legacy, and it won't be a little thing. There'll be a lot. It'll just take a little longer to get there. However, if you're a founder that's hot to trot, and you get out and you're really shaking the bushes, as they say, and you end up with 6 or 8 or 10 or a dozen founders before we launch, you're going to do in 6 months what it's going to take somebody else 1.5 years to do. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, but it's beautiful. Either way, no matter what you do, it's going to work for you, flat out, okay? But the big reason you want in is because the founders get to have teams, and these teams are going to be built for you through the campaigns that Onpassive is offering. When I say teams, you actually get to have teams with founders who have teams. So you have teams within your teams, and those teams have teams in them. I hope you get where I'm going. I love what Marty says about Walmart, because every time he says that, I'm thinking 2 mirrors side by side where you got an infant reflection of each other. And I'm looking at infinite Walmart lines and everybody going through those after a while, I'm getting a piece of everything that goes through there. So if you have founders before launch that now have teams built for them, and those teams have founders in them that have the teams built for them, you are talking massive, massive. It's massive. It's massive. In other words, or actually, once we do launch and you've got founders with founders and the founders are in the founders teams, then as soon as we launch and we go to bringing members in, every one of the founders in your teams are going to have those members put under them. And you're going to end up with hundreds, then thousands, and then 10,000s under you. That's the beauty of the founder's position. That's why you want founders. They are going to be exponentially better off than the members will be. Flat out, point and simple. I mean, I can't put it much clearer to that. But we're expecting to bring these members in post-launch by the millions and eventually to the billions. So that's why you want to be the founder. That's why you want a founder's position. And right now at $97, it is an absolute gift. It is by the grace that you're able to get this. It's going to go up here in just, I believe, in several days. Once we start this first campaign, you need to be in before then. So you're part of that campaign. Your team starts getting built for you, flat out. I mean, I can't make it any clearer. And I'm not trying to convince you, but I do want you to understand I want to impress upon you the magnitude of what you have in front of you. $97 will get you in the door. You need to take that opportunity and you need to set it up for you and your family. And if nothing else, just sit back and watch. But if you've got it within you to do, and you've got a heart like I know a lot of us do, and these folks sitting on this panel does, start sharing it. You don't have to convince anybody. Just share it. Just share it. And I'll let it go with that because I'll tell you, I can talk for a long time.
Jeffrey, thank you, man. Thank you so much. I'm glad you were here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Obviously, you'll be back. Clifton. Clifton's been in for a long time, too. How about some words of wisdom, Clifton?
Well, I don't know about wisdom, but I'll be glad to give you some words. Can you see me okay?
No, but we can hear you okay.
Okay, great. Anyways, I've been online like you, Marty, and like Mike for, I don't know, years and years. I'm 67. I've been on the internet for, 20, 30 years. I used to build computers for Honeywell. And I've done a lot of marketing. And the thing that got me the most with Onpassive was the fact that they could guarantee you traffic. Traffic is the key thing. If you've got a great product, that's good. But, think about it. That's why in the Super Bowl commercials, they pay millions of dollars for those commercials, because those commercials are guaranteed to get that person's product in front of millions of eyeballs. And that's the key to this program, is really they can guarantee us traffic. And we've got a great product. We've got great products. In fact, they've got products that are very well needed, easily duplicated. And everybody wants to make money from home, of course. And now we've got great products. We've got traffic. We've got everything. So I can only encourage whoever is looking at this to really please do your own due diligence. In fact, I dare you to find something wrong with us. You can't. I mean, I've looked at it for, I don't know, almost 3/4 of a year now. And I've been with Mike and Marty and everybody and looked at it. And there's just no downside to it, because they're going to do all the traffic for you. They're going to basically force you to be successful. So do your own due diligence and check it out as thoroughly as you can. I mean, $97, you even got a money back guarantee. If you don't like it, you get your money back. But, we don't want to advertise it that way. But the bottom line is there is no risk to this. So look at it very thoroughly, and it will change your life as soon as we launch. Thanks, Marty.
Clifton, thank you, buddy. I'm glad you could make it today. And obviously, I would like to hear from Red Redfern. He's been doing the Q&A. He's our buddy from Spain. I believe he's visiting the UK right now. Red, what do we got, buddy?
Yeah, hi. Only a couple of things actually today. So most of the questions have been answered by the panelists and yourself and Mike. The one that made me laugh the most actually is somebody said, my Zoom's not working very well. And I said, don't worry, just wait a couple of months and you'll be fine. That made me laugh because we'll be using our own one. And the other one, obviously, the recurring question we get every single time, and is this a legal company? And it was touched on by Mike that we are registered. It was originally registered back in July of 18 in Orlando, Florida, and it is also now registered in over 200 countries and states around the world. And just as a side note, the onpassive.com domain name has been registered for 10 years. So it's here to stay, guys. This is a company that is 100% legal, and we are here for the long haul. Anyway, that's about it for these questions. I'm afraid, Martin, not a lot going on that I couldn't answer or wasn't answered by you guys. Thanks a lot.
Hey, Brad, we have a little bit of time. You have been in longer than all of us here. Yeah, probably even
Yeah.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Give us some of that, man. Why, and what'd you see? And
Okay, well, I mean, basically, my story isn't really much different from a lot of people. I got involved with the online network marketing business around about 4 years ago, I suppose. Dabbled around, got into cryptocurrency, thought it was going to be the next big thing, got into programs, money pits, paid, kept paying, kept losing. And to be honest, I was absolutely done with people's promises and no returns. I started looking around for something different, to be honest, and I came across Onpassive. I joined back in September of 2018. A good friend of mine called Derek Ventnor, he invited myself and the guy actually sponsored as well, Peter Rogers. We actually saw it at the same time in mid-September, I suppose. Along with Jeffrey, we saw Ash's first ramblings on his video, but like them as well, we were completely taken aback by this new vision, his heart, his passion, and actually what he wanted to do for us, real people. You know, at the end of the day, it wasn't about, I'm going to make you loads of money. It was all about, this is what I'm going to do for you. It's only going to cost, I mean, I've been in now 2 years. I paid my $97 2 years ago. Everything that Ash has told us so far, I mean, when the same as Jeffrey, when we joined, there was no name for Onpassive. It was just a vision. And then obviously we had no back office. Everything was done on an Excel spreadsheet back in those days. You had to when you paid your fee, you had to ring him up personally and say, I've just paid. Here's the code for it. And he wrote it down on an Excel spreadsheet. You know, this is, but he said, in time to come, we're going to have a proper back office, which is now GoFounders. That's all come to fruition. All of the links that we can use that are personalized to you, all of us. And we're not talking about a couple of thousand here. There's 190 odd thousand people now who are founders that have their own individual personalized link only for them. And we're not talking about one link either here. We're talking about 140 different links. There's the trim URL as well in the back office. There's so many things that he said who has come to fruition that is there now that we are all using. What is in front of us at the moment now, I'm even more excited about my future, not only for myself, but for my kids, my wife, and all my close family and friends than I ever have been. I believe so much in what we have got our hands on. Anybody who is on here now that has been watching this, you really do, like Jeffrey said, need to understand what is in front of you. As Richard Branson said, if you're offered an opportunity and you don't quite know how it's all going to pan out, say yes and then learn on the go. You know, this time frame for you guys to be an Onpassive right now is so small. We can't tell you exactly, but what we're saying, read between the lines, very short window. pay your 97. And another thing as well, you can pay your 97 using a Visa or debit card. So you're covered by that anyway. And if you're not happy, Onpassive give you 100% money back guarantee as well on top of that. So it's a winner-winner chicken dinner. You've got absolutely nothing to lose. And the person who brought you here, they love you guys and they're not going to rip you off. Okay, that's all I've got for you, Marty. Thank you.
Thanks, Fred. Thanks for everything, buddy. Dan, you're the last one here, and you've got the nicest picture in your window, so I think you should have something to say.
You like that? Well, I've been listening to everybody, and Jeffrey, great words of wisdom, and of course Mike's presentation, and Marty and Red and Clifton coming on. And one common theme that I see with everybody is their passion for this business. And I have that same passion, and there's a reason for that, and that's because it's different. It's different than anything I've ever been involved in my entire life. And I've always dabbled in online marketing and never had success. Okay, you've heard plenty of stories about that. But we all get on here, and I can't tell you how many Zoom meetings we've had and other meetings we've had on the phone with people because of that passion that we have for this business. And we say, a lot of time we say the same things every time because we're introducing it to you new people out there for the very first time. And you've never heard this before. You've never heard that there's a company out there that's going to do the marketing for you, that's totally automated, that you don't have to recruit, that there's no pre-qualifications, there's no cap on the number of, the amount of money that you're going to be able to make. You can make unlimited amounts of money with Onpassive, and there's no pre-qualifications for it. It's true residual income, okay? And that's what we all want. That's what we've all dreamed about being in this business. And then you look at the leaders, and a lot of the leaders don't even expose themselves to you. And of course, all of us have some great stories of Ash and how transparent he is, and his character, and how he cares for everybody. It's unbelievable. So with that being said, and the proprietary products they have, and that has real value, and it's a very unique company, I can tell you one other thing. I think most of you know here that, and most of you out there that are new to this, have full-time jobs. I have a full-time job. I'm in the medical industry. I go out every day and I'm 8 to 10 hours a day. But let me tell you something, when I come home, I am so excited to get on my computer and promote Onpassive. I've never been like that before. There's never been a company that I have gone, oh gosh, I'm too tired. I'm not too tired. I'm rocking and rolling with this thing because I believe in it. I believe that this is going to change my future. It's going to change people from all over the world that have never had anything. We have teams from all over the world, and that's another really key point. This is a global company. Instantly, this is global. We have developed friendships from people all over the world that are just incredible people. And gosh, it's going to change their lives. And that's so exciting for us because Ash really is focused on that 97%. He's focused on the people that have never made it in this business before. And that's what gets me going. That's what gives me the chills. And is it worth $97 to give it a shot? You bet. So that's all I have, Marty.
Yeah. Not only a nice scenery, that was pretty good, man.
Very good.
Yeah. Mike, and you want to close it out or what?
No, I'd like to have Susie come on and give a woman's perspective.
Oh, there
Susie,
we go. There we go.
Oh, there's a lady in the house, huh?
Yeah. Yes, there is.
Thanks, Mike. So I usually close some of these webinars like this. Now, they're all in here talking about being online marketers and making money online and doing businesses online. And some of you who are watching live or watching this recording may say, well, what about me? I have no idea what they're talking about. I've never thought about making money online. I know a little bit about what network marketing is, or people who sell stuff, or, you know, Amway, Pampered Chef, things like that. But you may be looking at this and say, geez, I don't quite get it. And that's okay. I have a lot of friends and family on my team that have never even been exposed to the world of online marketing, making money online, what's a program, what's network marketing, what's MLM. That's okay. That is the beauty of this, because if you join, which I highly recommend, you jump on board, you join and keep learning as you go. If you join, you may use some of the tools, you may not. You're going to have a team built for you, but the best part is the company supports that team and the customers under you. I think a lot of people are thinking, what am I going to do if I get this big team under me and all these customers? Are they going to be asking me questions? How can I manage that when I'm doing this? No, get that out of your head. That's what really intrigued me about this, was that they help build the team for you. They support the customers 100% for you, because Ash Mufareh, the CEO, wants us to have financial and time freedom. And if you are constantly managing a team, trying to answer questions, troubleshooting things, all of a sudden that takes on a life of its own. So if you're kind of thinking, geez, I don't know if I want all of this responsibility, you don't have to. Of course, if you want to build teams and get people involved, go for it. But if you are someone who really is things are starting to go in your mind like, this really sounds too good to be true. Well, it is too good and it is true. So, you know, you have to think about it. Don't be afraid of that. And it's okay for you to just learn more and not have to be an online person to really do this business. It's for anybody. And that's how the CEO has set this up, so all of us can be successful. So that's it. Jump in, get back to the person who invited you or one of us, and we will help answer your questions. Okay, thank you, Mike, for letting me end it, and I'll give it back to Marty.
Fantastic, Mike. Thanks for getting Susie. I almost forgot. How can I forget? Susie, thank you.
Keeping
Anyway,
you out of hot water, Marty.
yeah, I know. Oh my gosh, am I crazy? I forgot Frida one day, and that was the end of my life.
Oh, forget that, yeah.
Anyway,
The lady.
oh no, you don't mess with ladies, man. No way. It took me about 20 years to realize that, but I know how to talk to my wife. It's yes, I'm sorry, and you're right. Whatever it is, it keeps me out of a lot of trouble. Anyway, sometimes she hits me for saying that, but anyway, thanks everybody for being here. We have these every Tuesday and Saturday at the same time. I recommend highly not only get in for 97 bucks. If you're looking to make money online, this is it. If you truly want to make money online. If you're not looking to make money online, yeah, go ahead and do the other things. If you're into jumping around to different stuff. But there's nothing better than this. Get the facts. We're here to help you, support you. That's what we do. Again, every Tuesday and Saturday we have this, and you can invite people here. We will share the business for you. Anyway, bless everybody, and thanks for being here, Jeff. Thanks, Susie, Clifton, Mike, and Dan. I'll thank you later. All right, anyway, I'll see you guys. Bye.